Have you ever woken from a dream, your heart still thrumming, a strange feeling lingering? You remember a figure from your dream, perhaps a wise old woman with eyes that held the secrets of the world, or a brave warrior facing a fearsome beast. They felt so real, so familiar, as if you'd known them your whole life. Yet, you know you've never actually met them. How is it that these characters, born purely from your sleeping mind, can feel so deeply connected to you? It's a curious puzzle, isn't it? One moment you're tucked in your bed, and the next you're adventuring through landscapes built by your imagination, encountering people who seem to step right out of an ancient story. These dream figures don't just pass through, they leave an imprint. They might offer advice, challenge you, or even represent a hidden part of yourself. But where do they come from? Why do so many people, across different cultures and times, report seeing similar types of characters in their dreams? A helpful guide, a mischievous trickster, a beautiful queen, or a dark shadow figure. It's almost as if our minds are drawing from a shared library of characters, a universal cast for our nightly dramas. This isn't just about remembering a face from a movie or a book you read. This is a deeper recognition, a sense of knowing something that feels ancient and inherent. It's like hearing a song for the first time, yet feeling its melody resonate deep within your soul, as if you've been humming it your whole life. These powerful encounters in our dreams beg a profound question: are our individual minds truly alone in their creation, or are they tapping into something much, much bigger? Something that connects us all, a wellspring of universal patterns and meanings? This feeling of familiarity, of encountering something both new and eternally old, is where our journey into the hidden mind truly begins. This deep sense of recognition, this shared language of the soul found in our dreams, was something a very smart man named Carl Jung spent his life thinking about. Imagine a quiet, thoughtful doctor from long ago, looking not just at people's bodies, but deep into their minds and spirits. Jung wasn't just interested in what we think we know, he was fascinated by the hidden parts of us, the parts that speak in symbols and stories. He saw that beneath our everyday thoughts, there's a much older, deeper layer to our minds. Jung had a big idea that helps us understand these mysterious dream figures. He called them archetypes. Think of archetypes as ancient patterns, like invisible blueprints or molds that exist in everyone's mind, no matter where they live or what language they speak. They are not specific people, but rather universal forms or ideas that shape how we understand the world and ourselves. These patterns are passed down from generation to generation, not through books or lessons, but through the very fabric of our shared human experience. Imagine a river flowing underground, connecting all the separate lakes on the surface. That's a bit like how Jung saw our minds. He believed that besides our own personal memories and experiences, we all share a collective unconscious, a deep, hidden part of our minds filled with these ancient archetypal patterns. These patterns are like the first, original ideas for characters, places, and situations that appear again and again in myths, fairy tales, and yes, in our dreams. They are the roots of our common human stories, the deep echoes of our shared past. So, when that wise old woman or brave warrior appears in your dream, it's not just your imagination, it's a whisper from this ancient, shared part of humanity, speaking in a language older than words. So, if archetypes are these ancient patterns, what do they look like? Imagine them as blueprints. Not blueprints for a house, but for common characters, ideas, or even situations that appear in stories and myths across the entire world. Think about it, almost every culture has tales of a great hero who goes on a journey, facing dangers to help others. This hero isn't a specific person like your neighbor Bob, but the idea of a hero, someone brave, strong, and determined. That idea is an archetype. These blueprints aren't rigid rules. They're more like basic shapes that get filled in with different colors and details depending on the story. The hero in an ancient Greek myth might wield a sword and fight a monster, while a modern hero might be a scientist discovering a cure or a person standing up for what's right. The outward appearance changes, but the core pattern of the hero remains the same. You can see these archetypal blueprints everywhere once you start looking. The wise old wizard in a fantasy book, the caring mother in a folk tale, the tricky fox in animal fables, or the evil stepmother in a fairy tale, these are all echoes of archetypal patterns. They are so deeply woven into our human understanding that they feel natural, even expected. It's why stories can cross borders and still make sense, why we instantly recognize the villain, or the helper, without needing a long explanation. These are the foundational building blocks of human narrative, etched into our collective memory. They remind us that deep down, despite our differences, we share a common language of symbolism, a collective well of shared experience that shapes our stories, our myths, and profoundly, our dreams. Now, here's where it gets truly fascinating. These ancient blueprints, these archetypes, don't just live in old myths and stories. They come alive within us every single night, playing out their roles on the stage of our dreams. When we close our eyes and drift into sleep, our minds enter a different kind of reality, one where symbols and feelings speak louder than words. And it's in this mystical realm that archetypes often make their most direct appearances. Think back to those dream figures we talked about earlier. That wise old person who offers cryptic advice. That's often the wise old man, or wise old woman, archetype at play. They represent wisdom, guidance, and the deep knowledge that comes from experience. They might not look exactly like a specific grandparent. Instead, they embody the essence of wisdom itself, appearing in a form that resonates deeply with you. Or perhaps you've dreamed of facing a great challenge, and suddenly, a figure emerges with incredible strength and courage, ready to fight alongside you or lead the way. This could be the hero archetype, representing your own inner strength, your desire to overcome obstacles, or a call to bravely face something difficult in your waking life. And then there's the trickster or joker archetype. This figure might appear as a mischievous animal, a playful child, or someone who turns everything upside down. They challenge rules, make us laugh, and sometimes, through their antics, reveal a hidden truth or show us a different way of looking at things. They are the playful chaos that can bring new understanding. These archetypal figures are not random creations. They are echoes from the collective unconscious, taking on forms that our personal minds can understand. They are the universal characters of humanity's ongoing story, stepping into our individual narratives to offer insight, challenge, or comfort. They are the ancient voices of our shared past, speaking to us in the language of our deepest selves. Beyond the wise old man, the hero, and the trickster, there are many other common archetypes that weave through our dreams and our waking lives. Two of the most powerful and often seen are the mother and the shadow. Let's think about the mother archetype first. This isn't just about your own mom, though she might be a part of it. The mother archetype is the universal idea of caring, nurturing, and giving life. She can appear in dreams as a loving woman, a fertile garden, a flowing river, or even the vast, embracing earth itself. This archetype speaks to our need for comfort, security, and growth. When the mother archetype appears, it often points to feelings about being cared for, or perhaps our own desire to care for something or someone. It can represent creation, warmth, and the deep, unspoken bond of unconditional love. Then there's the shadow. This archetype is perhaps the most mysterious and often misunderstood. The shadow represents all the parts of ourselves that we hide away, the qualities we might not like or that society tells us are bad. It's not necessarily evil, but it's the unknown, unaccepted side of our personality. In dreams, the shadow might appear as a dark figure, an enemy, a scary animal, or someone who behaves in ways we would never dare to. It holds our fears, our anger, our selfishness, but also our untapped potential and forgotten strengths. Meeting the shadow in a dream can be scary, but it's also an invitation to look at these hidden parts of ourselves, to understand them, and perhaps even to bring them into the light so we can become more whole. These archetypes are not just characters, They are forces within us, guiding us, challenging us, and inviting us to explore the vast, rich landscape of our inner world. They are the universal threads that connect our individual experiences to the grand tapestry of human existence. The true magic of archetypes is how they bridge the gap between our deepest inner world and the stories we tell each other every day. These powerful dream figures aren't just confined to our sleeping minds. They are everywhere, woven into the very fabric of human storytelling. Think about your favorite fairy tales. Cinderella has a wise, magical fairy godmother, a clear echo of the wise old woman archetype, offering guidance and transformation. Her cruel stepmother and stepsisters? They embody aspects of the shadow, representing jealousy and darkness that stand in her way. Consider the classic tales of heroes. From ancient myths of Hercules to modern superhero comics, the hero archetype is unmistakable. Superman, Wonder Woman, or even a brave knight saving a kingdom, they all follow a similar pattern, a call to adventure, trials to overcome, and a journey to bring light or order to the world. Their specific powers or costumes change, but the core heroic pattern, the archetype, remains the same. And what about the trickster? Think of characters like Bugs Bunny, always outsmarting Elmer Fudd with clever jokes and disguises. Or Loki from Norse myths, who causes mischief but sometimes helps in unexpected ways. These playful, rule-breaking figures are modern examples of the trickster archetype, reminding us that sometimes the best way to solve a problem is to think outside the box, or even turn things upside down. Even the mother archetype appears in countless stories, from the nurturing warmth of Mother Earth figures to the protective queens in children's books. These connections show us that the patterns Jung identified are not just old ideas. They are living, breathing elements of our shared human experience, shaping the narratives we create and consume. They prove that the figures we meet in our dreams are not random, but part of a universal language that speaks through myths, legends, and even the latest blockbusters, connecting our inner world to the grand tapestry of human imagination. So, why does any of this matter to you, here and now? Because understanding these archetypes in your dreams is like holding a key to unlock deeper wisdom about yourself. When you pay attention to the characters that visit your nightly world, you're not just remembering a random story, you're receiving messages from your own deep mind. Imagine you keep dreaming of a powerful queen. What does a queen represent to you? Authority? Nurturing? Control? By reflecting on the queen archetype, you might realize your dream is telling you something about your own desire for power, or perhaps your need to take charge in a certain area of your life. Or maybe it's urging you to embrace your inner strength and lead with grace. Or what if you frequently dream of a shadowy, scary figure chasing you? Instead of just waking up afraid, you could ask, what part of me does this shadow represent? Is it a fear I haven't faced? A quality I've pushed away? By bravely looking at this shadow archetype, you can begin to understand and even integrate those hidden parts, becoming more whole and less afraid in your waking life. Jung believed that our dreams are not just random pictures, they are purposeful. They try to help us find balance and grow. The archetypes that appear in them are like guides, pointing to things we need to notice, strengths we need to use, or challenges we need to face. By listening to their ancient voices, we can learn about our true selves, our hidden desires, and the path we are meant to walk. It's a journey into self-discovery, guided by the timeless wisdom of the collective unconscious. The journey into self-discovery through dream archetypes doesn't end when you wake up. In fact, understanding archetypes helps us see how these ancient patterns are not just night visitors, but constant companions, quietly shaping our thoughts, feelings, and actions in our daily lives. They are the unseen currents beneath the surface of our conscious minds. Think about how you react to certain situations or people. Do you often feel a strong urge to protect others, even if it puts you at risk? That might be the hero archetype stirring within you, guiding your actions. Or perhaps you're someone who always tries to keep the peace, to bring people together, embodying aspects of the nurturer or mother archetype in your interactions. These aren't just personality traits, they are expressions of these deeper, universal patterns. Archetypes also influence how we see the world and what we value. If the explorer archetype is strong in you, you might feel a constant pull to discover new places, learn new things, or push beyond your comfort zone. If the creator archetype is active, you might feel a deep need to make art, build things, or come up with new ideas. These archetypal energies are like inner voices, whispering directions, encouraging certain behaviors, and giving meaning to our experiences. They are the lenses through which we interpret reality, the frameworks that give shape to our personal narratives. Even when we're fully awake, navigating the demands of our day, these ancient patterns are at work, coloring our perceptions, influencing our choices, and guiding our emotional responses. They remind us that our individual lives are part of a much larger, timeless human story, and that within us lies a rich tapestry of universal experiences. The influence of archetypes stretches even further, subtly guiding how we connect with others. They play a powerful, often hidden, role in our relationships, making us look for certain patterns in the people we meet, and even shaping how we act towards them. It's like we carry a set of inner templates, and when someone fits one of these templates, we feel a pull, a sense of recognition. Have you ever met someone and felt an instant connection, as if you've known them forever? Perhaps they embodied a mentor, archetype you needed, offering guidance and support. Or maybe you found yourself drawn to someone who seemed a bit wild and unpredictable, sparking your own inner trickster to come out and play. Our archetypal needs can unconsciously guide us towards people who seem to fulfill those patterns. Sometimes this can be wonderful, bringing us nurturing partners, inspiring friends, or wise teachers. But it can also lead to challenges. If we unconsciously project a shadow archetype onto someone, we might see them as a villain or a threat, even if they aren't. Or if we constantly seek out a rescuer archetype in others, we might struggle to stand on our own 2 feet. Jung called this projection, where we see our own inner archetypes, especially our shadow, in other people. By understanding these patterns, we can become more aware of why we are drawn to certain types of people, or why we react to others in specific ways. It helps us see that our relationships are not just about the people involved, but also about the ancient patterns playing out between us. It's a dance of archetypes, a silent conversation between the deep, shared parts of our human nature. Recognizing this can bring a deeper understanding and empathy to all our connections. As we journey deeper into this understanding, we begin to feel the presence of these archetypes not just as ideas, but as living energies within us. They reside in the deep, secret places of our minds, a realm sometimes called the soul. It's like an ancient, quiet forest within each of us, where sunlight filters through old, wise trees and hidden springs bubble up with clear water. This is not a dark or scary place, but a profound and sacred one. It's where the whispers of generations past blend with the hopes of the future. Imagine a vast, silent library, filled not with books, but with universal feelings, symbols, and understandings that all humans share. Here, archetypes rest, waiting for their moment to appear in a dream, influence a feeling, or guide a choice. This inner world is often overlooked in our busy, everyday lives. We focus on what we can see, hear, and touch in the outer world. But Jung teaches us that the inner world is just as real, and perhaps even more important for our wholeness. It is a place of endless depth, where wisdom lies patiently waiting to be discovered. To connect with this part of ourselves is to listen with a different kind of ear, to see with a different kind of eye. It's about slowing down, tuning into the subtle currents of emotion and intuition that flow beneath our conscious thoughts. It's about honoring the mystery within, recognizing that we are more than just our waking selves. We are also vessels for these ancient, timeless patterns. This gentle exploration of our inner landscape is not just psychology. It is a spiritual journey, a profound act of self-discovery that brings us closer to the very essence of what it means to be human. With this newfound understanding of the deep, secret parts of our minds, the invitation now is to become an explorer of your own inner world. The most direct path into this rich landscape is through your dreams. So, I encourage you, gently, to pay more attention to your dreams. Don't dismiss them as random nonsense, or just a jumble of daily thoughts. See them as special messages, letters from your deeper self. When you wake up, before the day's busy thoughts take over, try to remember what you dreamed. What images stood out? What feelings lingered? And most importantly, who was there? Did a wise figure offer advice? Did a playful character cause mischief? Did a shadowy presence stir fear or curiosity? Keep a dream journal by your bedside. Even just jotting down a few words or drawing a quick picture can help you hold on to these precious insights. Over time, you might start to see patterns. You might notice the same archetypal figures appearing again and again, or different ones showing up when you're facing particular challenges in your waking life. This isn't about finding a single, correct, meaning for every dream. It's about building a relationship with your unconscious mind, learning its unique language of symbols and stories. It's about honoring the wisdom that flows from within you, wisdom that often speaks through these ancient, archetypal forms. By simply noticing and being curious, you open a doorway to greater self-understanding and a richer, more connected experience of life. Your dreams are not just dreams, they are profound conversations waiting to happen. As you embark on this personal journey into your dreams and inner world, something even bigger begins to unfold. Looking at archetypes doesn't just help you understand yourself better, it also helps you see the big, beautiful patterns in how all people think and feel. It's like discovering a secret language that everyone speaks, even if they don't know it. Think about the universal stories of love, loss, courage, and betrayal that exist in every culture. These aren't random. They spring from the same well of archetypal patterns that live within each of us. When you recognize the hero in your dream, you also recognize the hero in ancient myths, in your favorite books, and even in the quiet acts of bravery you see in everyday life. This creates a powerful sense of connection. It helps us understand why certain symbols or ideas resonate so deeply with so many people. Why do we admire stories of redemption? Why are we drawn to tales of transformation? Because these stories tap into the archetypal journey of growth and change that is part of the human experience. We see ourselves in these ancient patterns, and in doing so, we see our shared humanity. This understanding can bring a deep sense of empathy. When you see someone acting out a certain archetypal pattern, perhaps the trickster causing trouble, or the nurturer offering comfort, you begin to understand the deeper forces at play, not just their individual personality. It helps us realize that beneath our unique differences, we are all part of a grand, interconnected story, guided by the same fundamental blueprints of the soul. It's a profound way to feel more connected to everyone around you, seeing the universal and the personal. As we come to understand these deep, universal patterns, life itself can begin to feel more meaningful, more enchanted. It's as if a veil is lifted, and we see the world not just as a collection of separate events, but as a grand, unfolding story, rich with symbolism and ancient echoes. Knowing about archetypes connects us to something vast and ancient, a wisdom that has been passed down through countless generations. No longer do we feel like tiny, isolated specks in a giant universe. Instead, we become part of a continuous, living tapestry. The struggles we face, the joys we experience, the characters we meet, they all gain a deeper resonance because we can see the archetypal patterns within them. Our personal journeys become reflections of the universal human journey, making our individual experiences feel profound and significant. It's a feeling of being rooted, of belonging to something much older and wiser than ourselves. When a challenge arises, you might think, this is the hero's trial. Or when you find unexpected help, here is the wise guide. This perspective doesn't make problems disappear, but it can give them context, a sense of purpose, and a feeling that you are not alone in facing them. This connection to the ancient stream of human experience can bring a quiet strength, a sense of awe, and a deeper appreciation for the mystery of life. It's like discovering that your small pond is actually connected to a vast, underground ocean, making your own waters feel deeper and more alive. Knowing about archetypes is not just knowledge, it's a way of experiencing the world with more wonder, depth, and a profound sense of connection to the timeless spirit of humanity. As our journey through the world of archetypes draws to a close, a new journey for you truly begins. You now have a key, a map, and an invitation to explore the rich, hidden landscapes of your own mind and the world around you. This isn't just about learning facts, it's about seeing with new eyes, feeling with a deeper heart. So, I invite you to pause, to look within. What ancient patterns do you see reflected in your own life? Which archetypes speak most loudly in your daily experiences, in the choices you make, in the way you interact with others? Are you often the hero, stepping up to challenges? The nurturer, caring for those around you? The explorer, always seeking new horizons? And when you next drift into the realm of sleep, pay close attention to the figures that greet you. Who are these ancient visitors in your dreams? Are they a wise old guide offering a riddle? A playful trickster showing you a different path? A mysterious shadow inviting you to look at a hidden part of yourself? Your dreams are not just random pictures, they are sacred conversations. Your life is not just a series of events, it is an unfolding story, deeply connected to the grand narrative of all humanity. By recognizing the archetypes at play, you can live with more awareness, more purpose, and a profound sense of connection to the timeless currents that flow through us all. Take a moment, close your eyes, and ask yourself, which archetype is calling to me today? And what might it be trying to tell me? The answers, I believe, lie within.